my friends, and welcome back to my channel. Well, here it is, story time. I got my wisdom teeth pulled out. So if you want to know how it went for me, keep on watching. Okay, so I'm going to start by telling you that before having my teeth pulled out, I went on YouTube and I started researching all these things about teeth extractions. Okay, so I saw a bunch of videos. It looks pretty scary and I'm like, man, should I do it or should I not do it? And I had to do it because I had a cavity on one of my wisdom teeth, and I kind of had to do it. I have been putting it off, so you know, the time is here. Had to do it. So let me tell you the reality of pulling out your wisdom teeth. Now, this is my case. Your case might be different. It all depends on the situation, so keep that in mind. Okay, so on my right side I had a cavity, and the reason why the cavity developed is because a lot of the times I can't reach all the way back here to brush my teeth, and I try hard, I floss and everything, but it happened. So I had a choice. The dentist said, well, you can take out just the left side and not the right side because you don't have any cavities on the right side. And I'm like, well, why do I have to take out the bottom one as well? He's like, because if I pull this one out, this one is gonna grow up higher. Weird, but they do. So I decided to, you know what, just go ahead. If I'm gonna have problems, just get them all out. Long story short, here we go. It is the day of my appointment, and obviously I'm nervous because I've seen all these videos on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna cut me, they're gonna do an incision, and then there's gonna be stitches there, and blah 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 blah. So I told the doctor, okay, what is the procedure? Are you gonna put me down, or is it local anesthesia? What's the deal? He's like, well, we are going to use local anesthesia just by injecting your gums, and then we're gonna make sure that everything is numb and you're not gonna feel any pain. However, you will feel pulling. It's gonna feel like if I'm ripping your face off. And I'm like, what? He's like, but it's okay, I have to, you're gonna feel pressure because I'm gonna pull out your teeth. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, man, what did I get myself into? But I knew I had to get it done. So then they put me in a room, and the nurse or the assistant, whoever's there, he was really, really nice. He's like, I'm gonna go ahead and start with a numbing cream, and it's gonna go inside your mouth, it's gonna go inside your cheeks, and on top of your mouth. I'm like, okay. So he was doing that. It tasted horrible, but it was numbing my mouth. He was getting it ready for the actual injections for the anesthesia. So he puts them in, and he's like, okay, well, we're gonna wait a little bit, and then the doctor is gonna come in to start the procedure. So you must be wondering, what was the most painful part? And I have to say it was the injections to numb the area. Those injections are so painful. But let me tell you how it went. So here's the doctor. He comes in and he's like, okay, well, we're ready. And they put a little TV up here for me to get me distracted, and sunglasses so the light wouldn't bother me. And he comes in and he's like, okay, open your mouth big. And I feel the needle. Oh my gosh, I felt I was gonna faint. I think that was the hardest part. So he put one injection kind of like, let's say this is your upper teeth, this is your bottom teeth. He puts it like right here at the end of the mouth. And then the other one, he puts it on the roof. Now, he does one side first. So when he puts the first one in, I'm like, oh, I felt I was going to have a heart attack, because my heart was beating so hard, so fast, that I'm like, oh, this is it. I'm going to have a heart attack here. So I did let him know, however I could. I said, my heart is, I feel I'm going to have a heart attack. And he explained to me that that was because of the anesthesia, that he has that reaction, but it was going to pass. So he does for one side first, and then he moves on to the other one. And same thing, I think when he was putting in those injections, that was the worst part. Like, seriously, it was the worst part. Not the pulling, the injections. So there was one here, one on the roof of the mouth on one side, same thing on the other one. So he said, okay, I'm going to wait. We're going to wait 10 minutes. I want to make sure that you are numb and that you don't feel anything. I'll come back. So there I am, laying down. I'm not even watching TV. I'm freaking out over here, praying that I'm not going to get a heart attack. And if I do, like, you know, what's going to happen or whatever. So, and then I had to go pee. And I'm like, well, if I don't go pee, I'm going to pee on myself. If I know, too much info, but it did happen. So then after that, the 10 minutes had passed, and he's like, okay, are you ready? I'm like, yeah, do it. I mean, I'm over here feeling like I look right now. And so he comes in, and they put this thing on the side of your mouth to hold it open, because at this point you don't feel your mouth. So they do have to put something in. It's like a cube. It looks about this size. Put it in, and he's like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and start taking the right side out first. And I'm like, okay. So obviously I'm closing my eyes, and my mouth is like this big open. And I feel him pulling, like yanking, like pulling, and I feel a lot of pressure on my face, because you can't really feel anything, but you do feel the yanking and the shaking and the pulling and the pressure. So the first one came out, no problem. The healthy side. Bottom one, no problem. He moves on to the next side, and of course, when he's taking them out, they protect your tongue, so they don't hurt your tongue at all. I did ask him before if I was gonna have any stitches. He said no, because in my case I didn't have any complications really. So the holes were just gonna be there, and I'll tell you about that in just a minute. So he moves on to my left side, and he starts pulling on the top, and he had told me before to raise my hand if I felt anything, and I felt a little bit of pain, not much, so I raised my hand, and he went ahead and put another injection. But when he put in that third injection, I didn't feel anything because everything was nice and numb. So after that, he's like, I'm just gonna work on the bottom one. Pull out the bottom one. But it didn't come out in one piece. I think it broke, and you could feel like the cracking, so it came out. He had trouble taking out the one with the cavity because the molar was breaking apart. So he yanked it, he broke apart, and he struggled more with this one, and that's when I felt that he was ripping my face off. Because he had to yank it, it was in pieces, he had to get it. Anyhow, he got it out. So after that, he's like, okay, we're all done, and no stitches, you don't need any stitches. So what they do is that they put gauze, it's kind of damp, and they put it in, and they ask you to bite, because you're bleeding. You are bleeding a lot. So he tells me, okay, that is it. I'm not gonna schedule another appointment, but they did give me a paper on what I had to do, how I had to take care of it, and I'm gonna tell you that in just a minute. So obviously, I get out of there, and I'm gonna go ahead and put a picture here, and I'm gonna put a picture here, how my teeth look. So obviously I'm all like, oh, it was horrible. My face right now is really good compared to what it looked right after. So my husband was there. He's such a sweetheart. He has been taking care of me all this time. So let me go ahead and tell you how they told me to take care of my teeth. So they said, okay, well, you gotta take it easy for 3 days. No gym, nothing, that is going to make your heart go up, because, you don't want any bleeding or opening the incision or anything like that, or the holes to bleed or whatever. And I'm like, okay. They said, well, no rinsing the first day. The second day, you can rinse with warm water and salt. And so those were the aftercare instructions. And don't drink from a straw, because you can, put pressure in your mouth and make your holes bleed or whatnot. So I get home, and all I could taste is blood. Yeah, not a good feeling. So I can barely open my mouth, because actually I could, because it was swollen. It was numb. So there I am drooling. Not a good picture here. And my husband is like, well, let me look in your mouth, and the gauzes were all bloody. So I had to change them. I changed them, wet them, put them back in, and the bleeding was just happening and happening. I would tilt my head like this and open my mouth, because they told me not to rinse. You can't rinse. And the blood would just flow. I don't know how much blood I drank, but I did, okay? And there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, you just had an incision done and needed surgery. I mean, you do have to take care of yourself, and you do have to follow their instructions. So I had my teeth pulled out on Tuesday. Today is Friday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm 3 days post-op, and I can talk now. I wasn't able to talk that much. I have to say today I'm having a great day. They do give you or prescribe you ibuprofen, 800 milligrams, and Tylenol for the pain. I suggest that if you are going to have this procedure done, make sure you get your medicine. You will need it, okay? So the first day, no rinsing, just changing out those the gauze that they put inside. Day 2, then of course, I stopped bleeding, because I had that procedure done at 1:30. I was out of there like at 2:30 in the afternoon. Got home, and then by the time I went to bed, which was like 10, I didn't have any more bleeding. But it was very annoying. The taste of the blood, and I don't know, everything was just really gross. The following day, you're only gonna get better. I mean, look at me now. Everything is going good. Of course, I am following the dentist instructions. I did brush my teeth today very carefully with a soft brush. I do rinse out with warm water and salt, and so far it's looking good. I am gonna be swollen just because of what my face went through, but other than that, I have to say that I'm glad I did it. It's over with, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay, my friends, I hope this video was informational and helpful for you in any way, and I'll see you on my next video. Hasta la vista. Mwah. Adios.